Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a pretty in-depth tutorial of how to hack or highlight and contour using mascara makeup. I have quite a few of you that were requesting something like this, so I really hope that this one is helpful for you, and if you have any questions, please do comment them down below. Let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. The first thing you always want to do is prime your face. So to do this, I am going to be using the Stay Spray. So if you have more dry skin, spray the Stay Spray onto your Perfector sponge, just like that. And then I'll do this on this side. So this, you just dab it all over, and for dry skin, this is fabulous. It really takes away any of the dryness and makes for a perfect canvas to put makeup on. Okay, and then if you are on the oily side, take the Stay Spray and just spray it all over. So I'm going to spray it all over. I know I just put some on this side, but you know, just to give you the idea. So actually I did pretty good at putting it only on one side. So there we have it. Let's go over a little bit of color correcting. First we will do under the eyes. A great color for correcting any darkness under the eyes is going to be Mango. So this is what Mango looks like. It has a really pretty orangey tone. So that is how we are going to color correct the under eyes. I'm going to take the small side of the Detail Hack and we're just going to dab it in just like that. And we only want the smallest amount. So we're just going to start applying that under the eyes. And then I'm going to dab it some more. And the key when you are applying any of these cream products is to go in with the smallest amount. You can always go in with more product, but if you go in with too much, it's just going to get cakey on you. So start off with a smaller amount. And you can even bring it into that inner corner there too, because a lot of us do have, you know, some of that purple blue tones in there. Okay, and so that brush works really well at applying it, and then you can always kind of take your clean fingers and dab over it just to make sure, like I said, that you don't have too much of the product. Okay, so then when you are done with that, you just go in with your normal highlight underneath. The other color I want to show you is June. So here we have June. I'm going to use the same Detail Hack brush, the larger side though, and I'm just going to bounce it in. Smallest amount of product. I mean, I don't think you can even see it, but like I said, we're just gonna bounce it, stipple it into there, and then start applying it. So June is awesome, like if you want to cover up freckles, or like even, I know it works well with redness too, so that's kind of how I'm gonna use it today. I'm gonna apply it where I have like the redness, any discoloration. And so once again, we're just applying a little bit of this. This isn't something that you would have to do like for everyday makeup, but when you are wanting to just like get that flawless finish, it's nice to go in with like a color correcting base. And you'll notice that I am stippling this on. And like you can even flip it over to the smaller side, dab it in like this, and then put some right where you need it if you have like those stubborn breakouts that are just like super duper red, which I have right now. And then a lot of people have redness on their cheeks, so don't forget that. And you'll see that I am like dipping back into it just really quickly. Okay, so now that we have like that base down, color correcting, I have some right here that I want to get, so I'm just going to tap it in and get those babies covered up. And you'll notice I just bounce the brush like that, and that way it blends it out. No fingers necessary. We are going to go in with our highlight color. So this is going to be whatever color you normally are, whatever you've been color matched to. I am Moonlit at the moment, the same side, and then all I'm gonna do is bounce. Like I am not doing much pressure at all, because like I said, the least product the better. So you can hardly even see it, but it's on there. And I always start underneath my eyes. You can see how instantly bright that is. And if you are white peach, you can totally do Moonlit under the eyes if you like a super, you know, nice and bright under eye. So already you can see a big difference between the two eyes. I'm gonna dab into it again and just put it underneath those eyes. And I'm doing like that big triangle shape, so bring it all the way down to the side of your nose here, bring it back here, and then fill it in. And as always, just make sure you are stippling where you need that coverage. I'm gonna bounce it one more time. That upper lip, because nobody wants like a 5 o'clock shadow on their upper lip. And then bring it around the chin and brighten that up. Most part right here, I'm not gonna do any of the Moonlit because I'm gonna do contour there. But I am going to bring it right here just so that my jaw, you know, blends in with my neck. It's not like two different colors. Also going to run it down my nose, mostly just the center of the nose and like right on the tip there. And then bring it between those brows, creating that triangle of light. And for those of you that haven't seen my other video, the triangle of light is like from here to here. So you'll notice I applied all the highlight there. That's where we really want it to be the brightest, is like the triangle. You see that? Now we can move on to contour. I would normally be ash, but I want to show you guys with Indigo just so that it picks up really well on the camera, makes it like really obvious for you to see. So use that same bigger side, tap, tap. And the contour is a little bit on the drier side, so don't be afraid to wiggle the brush a little bit in there, but you don't have to get too crazy. Now, for the contour, you want to, you know, you can do fishy face, find your cheekbones, or even like kind of tap on there and you'll feel them. Or you can look at where your ear connects right here and then just kind of follow it. So I'm just gonna start by bouncing it on. And you wanna bring it like right to the center of your eye. And if anything, apply it a little bit higher, because you guys have heard me probably say this a million times, but the contour, I'm grabbing some more. The contour is supposed to be like a push-up bra for your cheeks. So you don't want to go in with it too low and have your face appear droopy. So for the most part, I am just kind of getting the placement on using those stippling motions, and we'll go back and blend it. So I also like to bring it along the hairline, and the contour is going to make anything appear smaller or recede. So like if I want my forehead to appear smaller, I'm going to make sure that I contour it, you know, like right about here, so that way it appears like my forehead is more like right in that area. The other thing you can do is take the side of the brush like this, tap it in like this, right on that side, and then you can use it to contour your nose. And then bring it down the tip. So kind of right where the nose starts to roll, you place that contour, and then along the edge. And then of course on the chin. And I always just kind of apply a small amount on the jawline and the chin. And then I'll flip it over to this other side. And we're gonna apply it underneath the lip. And also on the top edge of the lip. And this is just going to make your lips appear fuller. So it just kind of mimics that natural shadow that you would have if you had nice full lips. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the contour to the other side, and I'll be back. Okay, so now that I have the contour placed, I haven't blended it or anything, we're gonna go in with blush. I'm going to be using this color today called Baby Watermelon. I love it, so pretty. I haven't gotten to use it yet, but I have seen it and it's gorgeous. So we are going to take, I have the B squared powder brush. The smaller side is phenomenal for applying blush. It seriously makes it so easy. So to show you how to do it, we're just going to take the blush and I just kind of swirl it around like that because I want to make sure, and I'm not using a lot of pressure. We don't need a lot of pressure. These are nice and pigmented blushes. So there we have it on the blush. I try to make sure I'm getting it all over, evenly applied to the brush, okay? So, and then if you're feeling a little scared, just tap it on the back of your hand like that and you're gonna get off some of the excess, okay? So for the blush, you can kind of smile and you'll see like the natural apples. You just know you don't wanna go any further than like right there. And then we're just gonna start bouncing it on. So I always start, you know, right at those apples. So this is gonna be slightly, you know, above the contour, but still kind of resting and meeting up with it so that they just kind of, it fades from contour to blush. Most of the product is going to be right from like this area. And then we're gonna start bouncing it backwards and towards that hairline. Now that we have the blush and the contour and everything placed, we can go in with the Perfector sponge. You can do this, you can blend with your detail hack, you can blend with the smaller side of your blush brush. Obviously just make sure that, you know, whatever one you're using is clean. I'm going to show you on this side with the sponge. So I always like to use the rounded side when I'm doing like most of the face, and then I'll use the smaller side under the eye. So all I'm gonna do is start bouncing this sponge all over on this side of the face just to give you an idea of how fast the sponge is. And I don't always remember to tell people about it for whatever reason, so it's amazing though. And then I switch it over and bounce. You wanna always, always, always bounce with the sponge, stipple it on, never swiping or anything like that. And then for the nose, this is awesome for that too. So just bounce it over and blend out that contour. So now for the fun other side, I'm gonna show you how to do it with this brush just because a lot of people haven't seen it. And all you do is just bounce. So you're gonna stipple it. And I have heard that people with larger pores love to use the smaller side of the B squared to blend. So that's a really easy way to do it too. Now that we have everything blended, go ahead and do some Bella bronzer. So for bronzer, the difference between bronzer is that it is bronzer and contour. Bronzer is going to be warmer and contour is going to be cool toned. So the bronzer is warmer to mimic a natural suntan. So when you normally get tan, you have a little bit of the redness, so it has like that warm tone to it. So that is what Bella bronzer is gonna do. It's just gonna mimic like you've been out in the sun all day, been on a nice vacation, whether you have or not. So we're gonna take the big side of the fluffy brush, the B squared, and we're just going to tap really lightly. This stuff is super pigmented. This will last you forever, okay? And then I always tap on the back of my hand just to be safe. So with this, you're going to want to apply this like to the high points of the face, so wherever the sun would normally hit you. So I like a little on my cheeks because, you know, I like the bronzy color. And with this I do a little bit of swiping, but for the most part I'm just kind of bouncing. Like if I slow down, I'm just doing that movement. A little bit more, but just still lightly placing the brush in there. And then we're gonna apply it to the forehead here. And this is so gorgeous and easy to use. This, seriously, you will love the cream bronzer. So you just kind of apply it to those high points. You can apply it a little bit lower on the forehead than you would your contour. People too will apply it like right here on the nose, because naturally that would get a little suntan. And then of course on that chin too. And then you can't forget the neck, because let's be real, never gets enough sun. Now that we have that all blended, we got the bronzer on, it is amazing, you guys. You need to have the cream bronzer. Now we can set everything. If you have like super duper oily skin, you're gonna want to bake underneath the eyes, and that's gonna be easiest with a loose powder. So the one I love is this one. It's the Airspun translucent powder. You can get it at Walmart for like $5. It's really good. I'll show you on this side how to set with that. So you just put some in the lid, roll your sponge around in there, and then apply it right under the eyes. Do a heavier amount than that, sorry guys. And then within like, you know, 5 minutes, you'll just go in and sweep it away. So that's how you would do it if you have oily skin. If you have more drier skin, just take the smaller side of the B squared and still pack some on under there to really set it, and then flip it over to this larger side and you can set the rest of the face. Whether you're oily or dry, you want to just lightly set the rest. And you can use, of course, vanilla dust to do that as well. Last thing I'm going to do is get the powder bronzer. If you really want to layer it up, you can use the powder bronzer too. So use that fluffy side again and just place it right where we did that bronzer. And you'll be glowing. Okay, let's do a little bit of Illuminator quickly. I'm going to use Pearl on the inner corner and brow bone, and then Honey on the high points of the face. For the inner corner, we just take our finger and pop that on, and you'll see like it's so gorgeous. Under that brow. Glowing, I love it. And then take the large side of the detail hack, bounce it in the Illuminator, and apply that to the high points of your cheekbone. On the bridge of your nose, the tip of the nose. I like to do it above the brows. Sorry, my son is being a choo-choo train. Taking baby watermelon and use it as a lip color. I'm gonna take some of the rose gold on my finger. You can really create a lot of different looks by using the Illuminator, especially if you like a little bit of shimmer.